So we're going to start with a question from Greg with MovieWeb.
Hi there, Isaiah. It's great to connect with you today.
How's it
Congratulations on
going? Thanks, Greg.
that. Absolutely. Could you dive in and discuss how you feel this series handles the complicated relationship between the Black community and law enforcement and how you hope that lands with viewers?
Yes, I think that this series navigates that complicated relationship between the police and the community by addressing it and hitting it head on. We put it on display. We put it at the forefront of a lot of our story. So we don't shy away from anything because we want to give people a true sense of what these two detectives have to go through on a daily basis. And to shy away from it would be denying you the opportunity to see the truth. And these two guys, they just want justice. They want it in the community, but they also want it in the MPD.
Thank you for that.
All right, now we're going to take a question from Sean with Nerdtropolis.
Hey, Isaiah, it's great to catch up with you again. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I had a chance to witness that fantastic panel at New York Comic Con, and it drew such an impressive crowd. It was amazing to see all of y'all on stage with such natural chemistry. So I want to know, despite the dark themes of the series, can you talk about the friendships you formed on set? It really feels like y'all became a family.
Yeah, every job you work on, you're going to develop deep friendships with people because you're close to them all the time. You're working with them 12 hours a day. And I think it goes to what Ben Watkins created. He knew to bring the right people together who could get along with each other for that amount of time. But yeah, I think Aldous and I definitely developed a very unique and special friendship. Just as in the show that John has Alex's back, I have Aldis's back. I look at it like, I protect that friendship because it's truly something that I treasure. But that's not to say I didn't develop a friendship with Ryan also, and even though he plays an opposing figure on the show, in real life he's a great person, and I was a fan of his work just as I was a fan of Aldis's work. So it was a lot of fun getting to know these guys.
And next we have John with Nerd Reactor.
Hi, Isaiah. How's it going? And your character's
Good.
name? Great name, by the way. And okay. So I'm back. So I was binging like the first 3 episodes back to back, and then I had a dream that it was in the show trying to solve my own murder mystery. So I was wondering for you if you ever had a dream where like from your previous projects, like you're in your own show or movie.
God forbid. Thank God I have not. No. No, if I haven't, things have been, would you want Pennywise chasing you? And there's no way I want to dream about, or I don't want this, this serial killer that we're after. I don't want to be in that world. I want to play in that world, but I don't want to be in that world as in real life. Riding on a horse backwards, that I might try.
Okay, next up we've got a question from Jamie with Sci-Fi-vision.
Hi, Jamie from Sci-fivision. Nice to talk to you. Really enjoyed it. Binged the whole thing in 2 days. So
Awesome. I love it.
So in creating your version of your character, talk about kind of what you pulled from the books versus the script versus what you added of your own ideas.
I was very aware of the character from the books, but I didn't pull anything from the books. I wanted to give Ben Watkins, our creator, I wanted to give him just the respect of creating this character solely based off of what he came up with in his scripts, and also based off of what the discussion he and I had about the character and who he was, what his through line was. We had a very, very deep conversation about who John was and some of his aspirations and his fears, and the way he respects what Alex has as a family man and the way he looks at that family. Those conversations, those kind of helped me breathe life into this character.
Great. Thank you so much.
And now we'll take a question from Riju with Sports Kita.
Hey, Isaiah, I love the show. Much like Jamie, I also watched the whole thing. I couldn't stop watching. What do you think explains, the fascination of the audience with serial killers? And did you have to delve into the world of serial killers to prepare for this role?
Um, I'll tell you, I think what people like about serial killers is that what is the obsession? What is people love true crime, but what is that obsession that drives somebody to do that not once, but over and over and become addicted to this manner of killing? Um, Also, we spoke with a forensic psychologist before the show, and we kind of like talk about like the inner workings of a detective's mind and what they leave at the workplace and what they take home with them. And she gave us a book that was called The Sociopath Next Door, and that book, it was fascinating. So that's kind of where we began our research. But as you get deeper into it, it becomes one of those true crime obsessions. You get really obsessed with true crime. So if anything, I just became more of a fan of the genre.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We'll throw it over to Doug with Takes on Tech.
Hey, Isaiah, thanks for being here today.
Sure.
One of the questions I've really wondered as an actor, and you've been an athlete, is where do you see yourself going, and how does the team effort of being in football affect your acting as a team effort in this drama, or does it at all?
It definitely does affect it. I everything I approach as any kind of job, it doesn't matter what it is. I look at it as a team effort. So I think what that does, it helps you remove yourself from the experience and just focus on how to get this group of people or how to get this project through the finish line. That's the benefit of it. I like to think that if everybody plays their part on the team is going to succeed. So I look at Aldis as our captain, our Michael Jordan, our Batman, who you name it, whoever the leader is of the group, and I see myself as his Riker commander. I see myself as his Scottie Pippen, his Robin, just his sidekick,
His interpreter many times in this show.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be that as well. As that side person, you have to be able to speak the language that only that character can hear.
Exactly. Thank you.
You got it.
Great. And we'll come back to Greg with MovieWeb.
I'm curious if you can share what you feel is the one role that stretched you beyond any other, and how you feel this role is stretching you so far.
I would say this role has stretched me beyond any other, but to give that a little context, I would say that Mike Hanlon was the first role that kind of stretched me beyond, just because of the subject matter and dealing with the fact that it's such a legendary story. This book that that was such just a behemoth of a novel that people like were all attached to. I look at it the same way with James Patterson. His Alex Cross series like sold over 100 million books. This is a character that people know. I mean, before I got attached to this, they knew this character before I did. So, it gives you a lot of responsibility when you go into that, and it's just something that you really want to make sure that you can give credence to. I just want to make sure that I do this character right by the fans, and that they are like, man, this is the Samson that I always wanted. So what this role really kind of gave me an opportunity to kind of branch out and do different things in a character. But I also have to give credit to both Ben Watkins and Aldis just for being able, I mean, to play off of Aldis, honestly, like if I could be so lucky, that's what you're thinking before, and like going to work every day, knowing that I'm going to get the best that he's giving me, that it is such a comfort.
I love that. Thank you.
You got it.
Great. And we'll come back to Sean with Nerdtropolis.
So Isaiah, the series does feature a strong cast of female characters. Can you talk about the representation of women in the show and how it impacts the story overall?
Yeah, I think that you see a lot of women who are extremely strong. I mean, one that comes to mind for me is I love Detective Delac. You know, she takes like no crap. I mean, when you meet her, she's not afraid of anybody. But there's a moment in the show that she also shows this warmth and this heart when she's checking on her fellow detectives, you know, like, and it just shows that, you know, like everyone in our division, detective division, all the females in our detective division, they're all strong characters, you know. Even the prisoner who the serial killer is trying to do his thing to, it has not stopped trying to escape. She's not going to sit still and just be this victim. She's going to try to challenge this serial killer, you know, and she's like, look, I'm not going to let you do this to me. I'm going to do whatever I can to get away from you. I think that's a testament to show that like all the female characters in our show, they will not stop until they get what they want.
Great. And our next question will be John with Nerd Reactor.
So there's a scene in the show featuring a museum about death, and there's a conversation about people's curiosity with just the morbid and whether they are afraid to admit it. And I was wondering for you if you think it's something where now people are okay to talk about it. For me, anecdotal, like I would talk about things and people were like just intrigued, and I don't think they're like shying away anymore. So I don't know if you feel like the same way.
Yeah, well, it's that's hard to put a finger on, but I can tell you that you know, there is a fascination with true crime. You know, people they're you know, if you can kind of put those in the same box, people love true crime. They love to read about it, to learn about it, to know what makes people tick. And you know, sometimes that is morbid, you know, and but you're learning about something that maybe you never, you know, you would never kind of like peek at before. For me, again, I'm this show has made me such a fan of the genre that like I find myself listening to more true crime podcasts now. So that's one thing. But yeah, I really think that people just have a fascination with something that is so outside of themselves that they're drawn to it.
Thank you. And we have time for one more question. It'll be from Jamie with Sci-Fi-vision.
You touched on this, but talk a bit about John's friendship with Cross and working with Aldous.
I mean, like I said before, he was just, I mean, honestly, working with him has been so effortless and at the same time so challenging because he holds everyone to such a high standard. He is, you know, he brings his A game all the time. So you have no choice but to bring your A game. You don't want to let him down. And that speaks to his being a great captain of the show. You know what I mean? So it's just like I said, when you're able to have a bond with somebody like that, it makes things flow effortlessly. And the character, John, man, it's such a pleasure to play somebody that is so well thought out. I'm sure James Patterson had such a great vision for this character when he thought of him, that it gave Ben the opportunity to fill in the gaps and these little questions that people may have. Like Ben was able to kind of fill those in and, you know, put that in the script. And now I'm able to play that. It's such a gift. I can't even tell you. Like I have so much fun playing this role. Just even the little asides that he says occasionally, you know, or the weird his isms, you know, whatever he's saying, you know, when he's about to get pissed off, or when he's about to cross the line, or when he's, you know, when someone's apologizing to him, you know, all these different things that he says, that they're so fun because, and now that you've met the character, now that you know the character, and now that I've played the character for a season or for 2 seasons now, now I get to have a little more fun because now I know him so well. So now I can kind of say, well, John would say something like this, or this is how he would react to that moment. So hopefully, you know, you get to see a little bit more of John.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. And also I enjoyed the little Old Spice reference in there.
I think everyone enjoyed that.
All right. Thanks.
You got
Thank you so much. That concludes our roundtable. Thank you to Doug, Riju, Jamie, Sean, John, and Greg. And thank you, Isaiah.